Yo, 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 we are back. It is the Booth Review episode 6. Pat's feeling it. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, this is late night. This is Booth Review after dark.
It is. Well, it was an eventful college football weekend.
Was it?
Yes. Well, it was
I think
for Florida fans, yeah.
Yeah. Are we back?
I don't
Is
know.
Florida back?
I think so. We'll see after this weekend, but we'll get into it.
You're the pessimist, and you say we are. So.
I know. I was DMing you on Twitter a bunch of positive messages after that game. So
You were. I was. You know what? Hey, we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's not blow our load too early.
That's true. So, what do we want to start with?
Let's just recap our college picks from last week.
All right.
We were just going over this off air real quick, and I think you got the dub over me this week. What was your record? What'd you go?
I went 4-3. So I mean.
Okay, I went 3-4.
Okay.
You know what I learned? I was picking with my heart way too much. So,
Yeah.
And I'm still gonna do it this week. I haven't learned my lesson. So I'm gonna wait until Florida's bye week to start picking with my brain.
Fair enough. I guess I can consider the UF Mississippi State game a half win because I picked Florida to cover the spread. So is that 4.5?
I forgot we are a betting podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
All right. So you had Mississippi State.
I did.
Okay. Well, so did I. So we both took the L on that one. I guess we should cover this a little bit in depth. I think this was a really big win for Florida. Obviously, I think that kind of goes without saying. I know the offense didn't look explosive, but it looked competent and it looked like they had a plan, which was I haven't seen that in 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Felipe threw for 200 yards again. Running game closed it out in the fourth quarter. It was very clear to me that Dan Mullen was the superior coach in that circumstance, in that matchup.
Yeah, that was the one positive, the one glimmer of hope I had going into that game was the coaching advantage that we had, and it showed. There's no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, and Florida's defense came alive again. I mean, we can talk about them being back for the Tennessee game or whatever, but it's Tennessee, so whatever, I roll. But Mississippi State is a legitimate running threat of a team. And, I mean, after the first 1.5 quarters, I mean, they basically got shut down. I don't even think they had. I think they had 53 rushing yards in the second half. I think even less than that. I mean, I think the biggest takeaway was the adjustments coming out in the second half. The DNs really started crashing down. There was a lot of pressure on Fitzgerald. I think they completed 2 passes or something, and they converted one first down or third down in the second half. I mean, they were basically dismantled. I actually started feeling bad for Fitzgerald.
It was bad, yeah. He can't throw. He's regressed a lot, to be honest. But yeah, the defense shut them down second half. It was nice to see Franks, as you mentioned. I mean, he was 22 of 31. That's got to be in the 70th percentile, or 70% or higher for a completion percentage. Pretty impressive. P. Ryan had a good game. Pierce, I want to see Pierce get the ball more.
The closer, man. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And once again, Kadarius, electric, with the Kodak. That was called the Kodak, by the way. I don't know if you saw.
You're correct.
But we got to just keep getting Kadarius the ball. Good, only good things happen when he gets the ball. It's evident now.
Mm-hmm. Including throwing touchdown passes.
Exactly.
Wait, so don't you think Felipe should get half of a touchdown pass for that?
He should get the assist. We'll just create a new stat.
Yeah.
By the way, we had 12 different pass catchers in that game.
Correct. Including 3 different tight ends.
Yeah, which I didn't even know we had on the roster. Kyle Pitts making an appearance.
Yeah, man, I was hyped for that one. They spread him out wide and just threw a quick slant.
Yeah, it hit him right in the chest. He made the catch.
He just kind of boxed his guy out, and then he came right off the field. That was it.
he did his job, went off the field. Shout out to, Ja'Kai Polite. Oh my gosh, he's
Retire
so
moms, baby.
I love the mask
off.
The mask off. It's so great.
One of the
Defense
best
was
celebrations.
nasty. Yeah, one of the best in the nation, no doubt. Way better than the turnover purse that Florida State has. Shout out to Donovan Steiner and Todd Grantham.
I was just going there, dude. I was just going there. I mean, that's a kid who a lot of people would say probably shouldn't even had an offer from Florida. Probably shouldn't even, gotten a spot on the roster. But, I mean, he got his opportunity with injuries and whatnot, and he took full advantage of it, honestly. Like, I'm surprised at how much he's played, and he hasn't looked awful. So I'm not going to come out here and hate on the kid. He got the game-sealing sack, so good for him.
Was it helmet to helmet though? I think it kind of was.
No. I think that was the best. I think that was the best part of it. He, put his helmet off to the left. Wasn't targeting.
Yeah.
No personal foul. It's just a clean textbook tackle.
Yeah, it was nice to see Mississippi State kind of just have to crawl back to irrelevancy. God, their fan base was so annoying for a whole week. They actually thought, why they hated Dan Mullen going into that game is beyond me. But now they hate him even more, I would imagine. So
it's like when you date a girl out of your league, man. It's like, she leaves you and you feel a little spurned.
It's just reality. It's just, It is what it is,
Yeah. Speaking of scorned, like the camera shots after the game, Nick Fitzgerald walking off the field and like very clearly like trying to find Dan Mullen to like say like, hey coach or whatever, and he was like looking back over his shoulder like all very sad, and in that moment I was just like, the best thing that ever happened to this kid's career just left him for a better job, and now the quarterback that the coach is coaching up just beat the kid's team. So like I felt for him in that moment.
You hate to see it.
I love to see it. Actually.
I wasn't worried when it was 13-6. I just wasn't worried because I kept remembering Fitzgerald can't pass.
Dude, but we need to talk about how they basically lost the game on one drop pass. Like,
yeah. I didn't get to see that live, so I didn't really feel the shift in
the momentum.
Exactly.
Right?
But everybody was saying on the radio station, once he dropped that pass, Mississippi State kind of just packed their things up and went home.
Yeah, it was in that moment, and like it was one of those. It was one of those ones where like it was after Felipe's interception. Mm-hmm. They had great field position, and you just saw Fitzgerald like drop back, take that deep drop, and wind up the throw, and everyone in the world knew that was a deep ball in the end zone, and the guy still had like probably 3 feet on the closest defender, hits him right in the hands, and he just drops it like the most stone hands play I've ever seen outside of Deontay Lewis.
Yeah, you hate to see, or Clay Burton.
No, don't you talk about my Venice legend like that.
He did catch a touchdown against Florida State, which was crazy, so shout out to Clay Burton. By the way, did you know that Felipe Franks has a brother that's in the NFL?
Practice squad.
But I didn't
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
That's true. I didn't know that, though. That's pretty cool. But yeah,
I know he plays a lot of Fortnite.
Good win. Like, see ya, Mississippi State. Like, toss your signs away. Hold this L instead.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to get maybe 7 wins this year, so enjoy those.
Yep. Now we get to come back to the Swamp for a really big game. Biggest game in a while. But hey, we'll get there in a little bit. The next game that we picked was West Virginia versus Texas Tech. At Texas Tech, I should say. You got this one right. I got this one wrong. I had Texas Tech. You had West Virginia, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I remember correctly, it was pretty close. It was a one-possession game at the end. I believe Texas Tech even had a chance to tie it. But West Virginia's defense stepped up when they needed to, kind of shut that down, and that was kind of the storyline coming away from the game. Definitely a lot lower score than I would anticipated. I think the final score was like 42-34 or something like that.
That's low scoring.
For the Big 12.
For the Big 12, that's really low scoring.
Yeah. So, shouts out to West Virginia. You proved me a hater.
Yeah. We'll just run through these quickly. I think we both had Ohio State, right?
Correct.
Pretty poor play call. From
4th and 5 in Utah read option.
I understand that play kind of if you're not coming out of a timeout and you have them.
2 timeouts.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay, well that's even worse then. That's even worse. They thought it over twice.
Yeah, and then he lunged at a fan coming off the field. Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
James Franklin had to be restrained coming off the field because a fan was criticizing the play call.
That's Jimbo Fisher-esque.
Rightfully so.
Next, right. Stanford, Notre Dame.
Again, you got this one correct. I did not.
I wish I was wrong because I don't like Notre Dame. And Dan, if you're listening or you're watching, don't come crying to me when you guys lose in the playoff in the first round, or don't even make it to the playoffs.
I don't understand this one. Like, what am I missing? Like, is Notre Dame actually good, or is Stanford a paper tiger? Like,
Okay, but when is again like this is why I hate Notre Dame. Yeah, they're not bad. Of course they're not bad, and of course they're good. But they're not. They don't have what it takes to beat the Alabamas of the world, or the Georgias of the world, or the Ohio States.
No one really does though. So I don't know if that's a fair comparison, but like,
But the thing is that they think they do though. Notre Dame thinks they do.
I see what you're saying.
Like
I see what you're
NBC thinks they do because they have their own network. And Stanford is Stanford. When has Stanford done anything on a national level besides go to the Rose Bowl and play Wisconsin?
Bro, okay, you can't be a Stanford hater. That's a legitimate.
I'm not hating on Stanford. I'm just objectively speaking. It's a good win, of course, but they're not a power. They don't do anything when it comes time to do anything.
I mean, they have honestly. I feel like you could honestly say they have better skill position players than we do, as far as like JJ Arcega-Whiteside and Bryce Love and KJ Costello.
Yeah. I mean, Florida's 2-3 years away from being where I'm saying, Alabama is. But let me just go on record right now and say Florida is going to win a national title before Notre Dame does.
I mean, yeah, I would agree with you on that. Yeah. I don't think Notre Dame.
I'd even go as far to say Florida State would too. Which is crazy, but I actually think they have a chance.
With the current regime, or
with or without, it doesn't matter because Notre Dame's not winning one anytime soon.
Or anyway, Stanford, you're in my doghouse. What the heck, man? I'm a believer, and you let me down. So we'll revisit this. All right. Speaking of Florida State and the turnover purse, we had Florida State at Louisville. Dude, I had Louisville. Yeah. I was so close to being right. But motorcycle Bobby Petrino had to have a seizure and decide to throw it in an obvious run.
What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Are you trying to lose a game?
Apparently, dude. Yo, if any Power 5 coach was going to shave points and try and lose games over a bet or a debt, Bobby Petrino.
Oh, no doubt about it.
So
who's the last person on earth to do that? That would do that is Ed Orgeron. He would never. That's another subject. But yeah, I had Florida State. I just felt they were going to win. I don't know why. I mean, I'm with you. They should have lost. I'm with you. I checked the score. It was 21-7 Louisville. So I thought I was like, all right,
dude. Cool. It was 21-7 for basically like 3.5 quarters. Like I don't even know how it got that close in the end.
But huge program defining win for Florida State to keep Willie Taggart alive for one more week, and I'm talking literally alive.
I was waking up from my 3 p.m. nap at that point, so
not a good thing to wake up to, but whatever. No. Florida State sucks. We all know that. Nebraska, Purdue. I had Nebraska. They didn't get the W.
What's up with the Scotty Frost boys?
I don't know. I'm so glad we didn't hire him. Let me just say that.
I'm so glad. I think every Florida fan should really write a thank you note to Scott Strickland and mail it in because he had a lot of opportunities to get this one wrong, and he got it pretty much as right as he could have. Dude, we could have had Willie.
I know. We could have had Willie. We could have had Scott Frost. We could have had Chip Kelly. And I'm not gonna lie, I wanted Chip Kelly, but
I think everyone did.
Everybody did. Yeah. I didn't want Willie, and I did not want Scott Frost. I was so adamant about that.
I honestly would have. You could have given me any one of those three, and I would have been all right. But
I would have taken Will Muschamp again over Scott Frost.
What's your beef with Scott?
I just don't think he's. I didn't want him ever. I don't know. Something bothers me about him.
I mean, is it because he's a daywalker?
I think it's because I didn't want UCF's coach because UCF annoys me. It is what it is.
It sounds like a personal problem, personal bias.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Muschamp, South Carolina, Kentucky.
So, I think the important thing to take away from this one is Muschamp is right back where he started.
Yes.
He has proved nothing has changed. He hasn't learned anything. I don't think that's fair to say. I don't think it's fair to say he hasn't learned anything. He just hasn't figured out how to apply what he's learned in 8 years.
He's like you. You pick with your heart. He coaches with his heart, and he doesn't learn his lesson week to week. I still like Coach Boom. Kentucky's good. Honestly, Kentucky's good. I think we have to respect Kentucky.
Kentucky's good. Damn it.
I know.
But why? I mean,
it feels weird to say.
It feels fluky. Like, it doesn't even feel like they've been, like, close for a few years. Or, like, I mean, maybe they've been building, but, like, it didn't feel like they were, like, close to this, you know?
I know. It's crazy.
But they're actually, I'm about to use that word again, they're actually just, like, more physical and more tough than, like, every team they've played so far.
Mm-hmm. They have had luck getting Mississippi State and South Carolina at home, and playing Florida on the road before Florida really figured anything out. But
That's true.
I guess they're good. But we need to steal a basketball recruit from them, Scotty Lewis, so they can suck it. I don't really care. You beat us in football, whatever.
That's fine. Hey, I almost call him Scott Frost. Yikes. Mike White building a fence around the state of Florida. But this is a football podcast as of right now.
That's right.
So,
That's right. Should we continue with is it week 6 picks?
Well, are we talking NFL or
No, college.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's dive into this week's picks.
Let's do it, shall we?
All right, so Gregorius,
yes.
We are at the halfway point in the season. Is there any surprises for you right now? Any teams you're surprised to see not in it or in it right now?
Well, we just mentioned Kentucky. That would be the surprise for me.
If they win this week, they might be top 10.
Can you imagine?
Imagine that.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't really know. Nothing's really jumping out at me as far as surprises. Do you have one on your mind that you would like to enlighten the audience about?
I mean, nothing particular. I still think like, college football is weird because like it is week 6. It's about week 6 is about to happen, and there's still a lot of teams out there who are like fraudulent, who are still like highly ranked and well respected, even though like they clearly haven't earned any of that respect yet. And I'm looking at one right now, LSU. Big matchup for Florida this week, but we'll get there.
You're really excited about that one. I do want to say one thing, I guess. Not a surprise, but I'm just sick of this team because I don't think they're ever good. And I think history's proven me right. Michigan State, just get them out of the top 25. They're so bad. They're the worst. Their offense is the opposite of explosive. They're just so bad.
I mean, whoever the quarterback is going to get signed for like $125 million in 5 years in the NFL.
Yeah. Northwestern's going to beat them. That's my upset pick. I know we didn't talk about that, but I'm just going to
I like that.
Sorry.
I like that. Oh, I have one. I have one on the dome, so don't worry.
All right, sweet. So let's get to it. Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah, Red River rivalry.
Yeah, Triple R.
Yeah. This is a really tough game to pick. This is basically a crapshoot every single year. Pretty inconsistent. It's like shades of what's his name? Oh no, I'm totally blanking. USF's current head coach, Charlie Strong.
Yeah.
Wearing golden hat. I mean, we think we see Tom Herman finally get over the hump?
No.
No.
I'm going Oklahoma. I think they put it together, and I think Texas is not bad. I just don't think they're going to beat Oklahoma.
I would agree with you. I think Kyler Murray is the real deal. He's so I think he might be better than Baker Mayfield. I don't know if he has the pocket presence, but just the pure arm talent and his speed is really surprising to me sometimes too.
Yeah, he's good. He actually, I don't know if you saw, he grew up a Florida fan. I saw it on Twitter.
I did.
Except he said he likes the blue and orange, and I'm just saying, if you grew up a Florida fan, you're actually a Florida fan, you understand that it's orange and blue.
Right.
But whatever.
I saw a lot of leftover rights in the stands in Mississippi State this weekend also.
You saw what? A lot of what?
Leftover rights.
As
opposed to.
Come on.
Yeah, you can't call
you're
yourself.
Gonna make the trip to Starkville and do leftover right? Get out of here.
Yeah, no thanks, guys.
Florida State, the turnover purse travels down south. I think, it's a road game to Miami Gardens, Florida, to take on Mark Richt's Miami Hurricanes.
I don't think the question is who will win. I think it's whether or not Florida State gets more than 100 yards of total offense.
I think the answer to that is yes, because I don't think Miami's that good.
Okay.
Miami better not blow this game. That's all I'm going to say.
Dude,
as I circle Miami on my piece of paper.
Yeah, when I tell you there's no chance Miami wins this game, I mean, I have some money in my wallet. I'd be willing to put on it right now.
A small part of me is scared just because it's Miami and it's because it's Mark Richt. But I don't think. They just, like I said, they just better not blow this opportunity.
I think their defense actually is good, though.
Yeah, the defense isn't bad. It's not bad.
I mean, their offense is definitely, suspect. Mm-hmm. But, Florida State's offense isn't good, dude. It's just not. And, They barely scraped by Louisville, and Louisville's like currently the biggest joke in the ACC.
They're so bad. They lost to Virginia by 31 points, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both. But those are two bad teams, Florida State and Miami.
Miami's D-line is just going to feast all day long. Jared Willis and
former Gator.
I don't even know. Yeah, former Gator. Whoever 99 is for Miami, Jackson or something like that. Kid's a beast.
99. It's gonna have a field day apparently.
Yeah, turnover chain going to be flowing heavy in the Miami Knights.
All right, next up, the surprise team of the country, Kentucky, going to College Station.
Okay, that was my question. Is this in College Station?
Yes.
All right. Well, this is an easy pick. This is an easy pick for me then, and it's going to be a surprise. I'm going A&M.
Really?
Jimbo's boys.
I picked against Kentucky last week. I think they beat A&M. And for Florida, this is a game we need A&M to win if we have any shot of going to Atlanta, which that's, I probably shouldn't even mention that.
Dude, I don't even want to go to Atlanta. I should be honest.
Honestly, yeah. We'll just stay home. Yeah, I got Kentucky. I got Kentucky to win.
So, my thing is, Jimbo grabbed a kid's face mask and yanked his head off his neck last week.
Yeah.
And the kid came to the media and said he did the right thing, and I'm glad he did it. So to me, that sounds like buy-in. That sounds like the team's buying in.
That's really
true. What Jimbo is selling. So I think they're building something in College Station, and Kentucky hasn't played in an environment even close to that. Like, the Swamp's loud and everything, but like it was kind of a sleeper game. Like, the crowd wasn't that into it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
A&M,
you know how Florida fans are. If they're not scoring touchdowns in the second quarter, they just moan and groan.
Boo.
It's quiet, and then
Yeah, and I mean, they have immediately like 20,000 more people than us, all doing their weird yells and stuff. Yeah. I think that's hostile environment.
Yeah.
Kentucky's just due for a loss, bro. At the end of the day, taking a page out of McElwain's book, it's still Kentucky. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got the Cats.
Okay.
We got, I guess, Cats. Tigers or Cats, right?
Yeah. Big ass Cats.
Auburn and Mississippi State. Not much to say about this one. I mean, I don't think Auburn's good. I don't think Mississippi State's good.
I was just gonna say, is Mississippi State any good?
I think Mississippi State loses this game because until they prove me wrong, their coach Moorhead's not a good coach. I don't think yet, and Auburn has a coaching advantage and probably the athletic advantage. So I'm just gonna pick Auburn here.
So, I think this one comes down to whose offense can put it together. So for me, like, I think we know Mississippi State's offense isn't that great just based on what we were able to do. And I know for sure Auburn's offense isn't that great. But we also know Mississippi State's defense is pretty good and they can shut down a run game. And I guess it's just like, is Auburn's defense good enough to smother Mississippi State's offense enough for Auburn's offense to put up like a few points and scrape by with a win? I think this is going to be another really, really low-scoring game.
Yeah, this is Auburn's rush offense has been horrible. They haven't had. This is the first time since 2012. Just looked it up that they have had less than 100 yards rushing in back-to-back games.
Okay, look at you using the Google machine.
I know. I'm trying. All right, that sets us up for the 3:30 CBS game, as it should be UF and LSU. And
just for the record, I'm going Mississippi State in that game.
I'm sorry, I jumped the gun there. I got too excited.
That's right.
Big game in the Swamp.
CBS 3:30. Probably the biggest game since Ole Miss in 2015. No?
Yeah, just the feel for it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll be there. I'll be in there. Finna be in there. I know I already said I'm excited, but this is like
this is your time to show
I'm giddy. I'm like a little child. I'm giddy to be in there. And like, these are basically the same team. Like, on paper, when you look at it, as far as like, you know, what their strengths and weaknesses are, it's basically the same team. So I'm conflicted on the pick because this is where it comes back to picking with my heart. I've been picking against Florida, and they've been winning.
Yeah.
So I'm really tempted to keep up that trend.
Yeah, this is tough.
Because I'd rather Florida win than me be right on my podcast that like 12 people watch.
Exactly.
So I think I want to go on the record. I want to go on the record of saying Florida has a 60% chance to win this game, but I'm going to pick LSU. So
okay.
So you follow where I'm going
yes,
with this one?
I'm glad with that pick. I'm happy with that pick.
Okay. Again, I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious.
Going in this one, this is tough. I think we have the coaching advantage, clearly.
I agree with that.
I mean, he spanked him last year with Mississippi State. I think we have a kicker. I don't even know who their kicker or their punter is.
They have a grad transfer kicker.
Okay, the kicker's good. I know that. The punter, I don't care who their punter is. We have the punter advantage as long as we have a Townsend. We probably have the special teams advantage overall. And I think, like you mentioned a minute ago, everything like with these being even teams, I think everything else is a wash. Joe Burrow is, in my opinion, a wealthy man's Jeff Driscoll. He just doesn't turn the ball over as much as Jeff did.
NFL quarterback Jeff Driscoll?
Yes. Older brother of Jason Driscoll. He's sneaky fast, Burrow is. He's sneaky good with running. But I think the offense and the defenses are both pretty similar, you know? But I think with the game being at home and in Gainesville, I can't back down now. I was super excited about this game last week. I told you we were going to win. I have to pick Florida. I have to put my money where my mouth is. I've been telling people UF 24, LSU 13. I'm going to stick with that. I think we come to play. The defense is playing out of its mind, which is awesome. The offense is getting better each and every game. It played really well last week, even though we didn't put up 47 points. It's because Mississippi State didn't hand us the ball 6 times. I got the Gators by 11.
I like it, dude. I like it. I think there's a lot of like interesting ways to break down this game. So like you mentioned, like we have the coaching advantage. I would tend to agree with that. Yeah. Like I don't know who even is their offensive coordinator.
It's not that. I don't know. I know who it was last year. Like,
it's not the jet sweep guy.
Yeah, no. It's
not.
I know.
We know that.
They like choked each other out. I think it got pretty aggressive.
But like we talked about it against Mississippi State. Like Mullen clearly had a plan, and like he planned it out, and like he knew that Felipe would be able to complete these short passes to the seam or to the boundaries, and just let the athletes get upfield, get like 8 or so yards, get us on schedule early in the downs. So like I don't know exactly what our plan would be this week. I just don't know really like where LSU's defense is at right now. I know like they're a little thin at linebacker just because of injuries. I don't really know anything about the defensive line, honestly, and usually that's something like that is an LSU's strength.
Yeah, I think we can venture to say that it's probably full of athletes and monsters.
I would imagine, but like I'm trying to figure out like what the plan is going to be. Like, are we going to try and run it down their throat? Are we going to try and get it to the outside again like we did last week? I would imagine that we would want to put the ball in the running back's hands, try and shorten the game.
Yeah, but the quick outs last week though were in response to Mississippi State's D line.
Right.
And you can probably assume LSU has a pretty similar defensive line, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more of the quick outs to Grimes and Jefferson and Tony.
I think you see like a healthier balance this week of play calling. Like LSU secondary is good, but like they have their star cornerback Greedy Williams or whatever his name is, and then they have their star safety Grant Delpit. So it's like those are the two guys, and you can scheme around that pretty easily. I mean, like we have a lot of good matchups as far as like how deep our receivers are, and like I just feel like this is like one of those games where like if you grind it and grind it and grind it and grind it down, like right down the middle with the running backs, and you just stay on schedule and you don't go 3 and out, eventually that deep ball is going to open up. And we all know Felipe can throw it a mile. Mm-hmm. So you just get Jefferson or Grimes or Cleveland or whoever, downfield on a 9 route. They can get past anyone. I think I said it last week. I think we see a long touchdown. I think this week is when we actually see the long touchdown.
Okay.
But I do need to get this off my chest. I'm about done with Scarlett, bro. Like,
really,
he's just I feel like the year off has really taken a toll on him. Like he just doesn't have the same vision. Like he doesn't have the same like attack mode. Like
He's
when the
like
whole
almost too patient.
yeah, I feel like both P. Ryan and Pierce have shown that they're better options right now. And I know Mullen has talked about like how he likes doing the rotation because it keeps the guys like fresh like later into the game. But you can't sacrifice points at the beginning of the game in the hopes that your guys will be fresher later in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I would like a healthier mix because like Scarlett has been taking the majority of the reps earlier in the game. So I'd like to see a healthier mix with like Pierce earlier in the game and P. Ryan earlier in the game. And I want to see more pitches and options and stuff.
Yeah, I agree with your. I agree with Pierce with your Pierce point. I want to see him get the ball more, and I want to see. I mean, Tony has to get the ball more.
Yeah,
it's so obvious. It's just night and day when he's not out there and when he's out there.
I mean, I think last week they did a really good job of just like scheming it up to get that pass ready to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the plan is this week. I think could we see a jump pass this week?
We could. This would be the game to do it.
Could we see a fake on special teams?
Possibly.
From Florida and not LSU, hopefully.
Yeah, for once, yeah. I don't know. It's going to be exciting. I'm really pumped.
Yeah, I'm excited to be there.
All right, well, those are the NFL or the NCAA picks. Should we recap last week in the NFL really quickly and then get to the picks?
Let's sprint through it.
Let's do it. All right, Vikings-Rams. I think we both had the Rams.
Correct.
That was a sneaky game. Vikings could have won.
That single-handedly lost me my fantasy matchup.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm now 4-1. T's and P's. 3-1. I'm sorry.
3-1. We were both very wrong on the Bucks game.
Dead wrong.
God. I guess the Bucks are back to being mediocre. Whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. I have to say though, I was right. You said no Jameis whatsoever in this game, and I said I don't know, Greg. I think we see Jameis in the second half of this game.
Lo and behold, I also didn't think we were going to be down by 35.
That's true. But you have to give it to me. That was some great foresight.
Yeah, nicely done.
Appreciate it. Finns at Pats. I think that one was pretty predictable.
Not much to see there. Yeah.
Pats all the way.
Yeah.
Browns at Raiders. Browns really let me down. I think it's pretty clear that like this team is ready to succeed, but Hugh Jackson is standing in their way still. So get Hugh out of there, and they might get 5 or 6 wins next year.
Yep. Happy for John Gruden.
I'm not. I don't care about him. Saints at Giants. I mean, Saints won. Dude, this week was the week that sealed it for me. Eli's done, bro.
Yeah, he didn't play well. They didn't play well. I thought I picked the Giants. I thought somehow they were going to get it done. They let me down.
Yeah, Eli's done, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, he just takes the check down every single time, dude. And
when that happens, it's time.
It's not even that. It's just like, and that's been happening for years now. And so like, and Odell's starting to get frustrated and like visibly frustrated. So he hasn't caught a touchdown yet, dude.
Oh my gosh.
I'm seeing shades of Julio.
Yeah, it's time for a wholesale change in the Meadowlands.
I'm not saying bench him or anything. Like he's your starting quarterback. He plays for the rest of the year.
But yeah, but I'm just saying next year they got to get somebody else in there.
They got to get a quarterback in there for first round this year.
At least draft someone to at least sit behind him if you're not going to let him start. But
correct.
Yeah, Ravens Steelers. I picked that one correctly. Yay me. Pretty boring game. I just had a feeling the Ravens were going to win. I think both those teams aren't very good.
I don't know. I think the Ravens are all right. I mean, I don't think their offense is like better than one would expect. But I don't know, dude. The Steelers just aren't that good. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Thomas probably isn't happy if he's listening or watching, but sorry, dude.
He's so triggered. All right, Chiefs at Broncos. Pat Mahomes MVP game.
Yeah, throwing lefty, and he's wearing the 15. Call him Tim Tebow. And his throwing motion was almost as nice as Tebow's. His lefty was almost as nice as Tebow's natural left. Demarcus Robinson had a pretty big catch. I read, didn't see it.
I saw it. It was good. He has carved himself out a solid little role there in Kansas City, so you got to be happy for D-Rob.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you.
Good on you, mate.
All right, let's get to the picks.
Yep. What we got? Week 5 in the NFL. First, we'll go Giants at Panthers. You go first.
Marquee game here. Is this in Carolina, by the way?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a Panthers win written all over it. But this is one of those games where the Giants could win. This is like it's like what is going on in the NFL? Like I forget it's the NFL because the Giants could win this game, but I'm taking the Panthers. I'm taking Cam Newton.
I like it. I'm like if it were not the Panthers coming off their bye week, I would pick the Giants without a doubt. I think the team is frustrated. I think the defense has actually played really well. I think that's been lost in kind of the whole deal. I think they held the Saints to I don't know, like 34 points or whatever. Like that's not a lot for the Saints. Drew Brees didn't play that well at all. Like the goal line was all like Tanner Mangum, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Why is he their quarterback? Why does he get so many snaps on that team? Like I don't
understand that. But Drew Brees, I feel like doesn't play well outside of a dome.
That's true. I mean, I don't know. I see where you're getting with that, but I feel like that might be recency bias.
True.
I don't know. I'll go Panthers. I'm just gonna go with the smart pick.
Yeah. Jags Chiefs. Pretty intriguing game there. That might be the game of the week. Looking at this slate.
I would agree. I don't. That's really. It's tough to call because it's like the Chiefs are going to get theirs. I feel like
this is strength versus strength right here.
Right. I would have to dwell. If I dwelled on this for like an hour, I wouldn't come up with a good answer. So I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. I'm going to say Chiefs, just because like the Jags' offense is way too inconsistent, and if they can't put up 24 points, then I think the Chiefs can, grab 25 of their own. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'll go Chiefs.
I'll go. I'm gonna go Jags here. I think the Jags stop the Chiefs enough to where they don't need to score that many points, like in the 30s at least. I think 24 will get the job done. And Patrick Mahomes has to come back down to earth, right? Right? Does he?
I mean, he was playing at Mile High Stadium, so
it's due to come down.
He does have to come down a few thousand feet.
Yes. So yeah, I'm picking the Jags.
Dude, but don't you think the Jags used most of their big game points already, like at the beginning of the year? Like they expended a lot of energy on that New England game.
Yeah, but they smoked the Jets, which I didn't expect to happen, to be honest. I think their defense is still so good,
Yeah.
It's going to be a test. This is the best defense that Mahomes is going to face all season, most likely. So it's going to be a good game. This should be the Sunday night game.
What time is it at?
It's at 1 p.m.
Yikes. Big yikes.
The Cowboys-Texans has the 8 p.m. slot.
Ugh. Vomit.
Jokes. Falcons-Steelers. Right?
Yeah, Falcons-Steelers. I already know. I like the Falcons in this one. I can't even really tell you why. Like, I know the Steelers can put up a lot of points against this Falcons defense, but I believe it's a home game for the Falcons. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's in Pittsburgh.
Yikes. Big yikes. Thank you for correcting me. I still like the Falcons, man. I mean, they got to get one. They lost a narrow one to Cincinnati. Like, that defense is just Swiss cheese, though. Honestly, dude, this is making it hard on me.
Yeah, it's tough. If it will help you choose, I'm picking the Steelers because of that very reason.
Yeah, I'll go Falcons then.
Okay. The Battle of the NFC, rematch of last year's NFC. Was it NFC championship game, right? Vikings and Eagles? Okay.
Correct.
Carson, big game for both quarterbacks. Carson Wentz and Kirk Cousins. Big game for both these teams. Cousins has pretty good numbers on the year. It's 10 touchdowns, 2 picks for anybody wondering at home. For all 12 of you, I'm picking the Vikings. This is a Viking wins for me. Vikings win for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings also. I don't think Wentz and his receivers have a lot of chemistry. I don't even know if Wentz is 100% right now, honestly. Like the Colts kind of got a handle on him earlier last week. And, I think the Vikings are way more formidable than that. I think their defense is kind of overrated, though. Like, I feel like they're still kind of riding that reputation from, like, early last year where they were just, like, shutting people down.
Yeah, like before the season started, you mean?
Right. And they don't have their best pass rusher. I mean, granted, they played the Rams last week, so maybe I'm suffering from recency bias now, but I'm still going Vikings in this one.
Yeah, Vikings have a lot of time off from that Thursday game. I just don't think the Eagles are very good. It's especially like you mentioned.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you mentioned the Jaguars. I guess using up all their big game points earlier this year. I think the Eagles used up all their big game points last year. I don't think they're that good.
They overdrew and had to take some off of this year.
Yeah, exactly. But it worked out well for them, I guess. But
yeah,
2 3-1 teams that I don't think anyone had at 3-1 going into the season. The Dolphins and the Bengals. Like, these two teams are the most enigmatic teams in the league every year. Honestly,
this is like the who cares game of the week. This is like the important game that it's like a who cares game of the week. Like last week, it was like the Eagles and Titans, and now like I care even less about both of those teams. And so, like,
yeah, the loser of this one is going to go back into irrelevancy for the rest of the season.
Even the winner, dude. Like,
and the winner will be the winner is going to go to irrelevancy like in 2 or 3 weeks.
Dude, this is so obvious for me. I feel like the Bengals are going to crush them. I don't even know if it's a question.
You know what? I'm going Miami.
I'm probably so wrong.
I'm going Miami.
All right. Dude, the Bengals look good. Like, they put up a lot of points, and, like, they held with Atlanta last week. Like, they answered every single drive and, like, did what they needed to do to win. Yep. Gio Bernard looks good. A.J. Green looks good. Tyler Eifert doesn't look good.
Which is why I'm going with the Dolphins. Because the NFL makes no sense. These two teams make no sense.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect. Redskins.
Would that be racist? Redskins.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
The Washington Redacteds versus the New Orleans Saints for the Monday night game. Give it to me.
Saints pretty easily.
So I'm pretty sure this one is in Washington.
It is in the Superdome.
Dude, I'm so bad at this.
Yeah, I think you've been wrong every time you've said that. Let me click StubHub. See how much tickets are going.
You're right. It is. It's the way Google set up, man. It's deceiving.
Yeah, true.
Okay. I kind of like the Redskins in this one, just because. Like, I don't think the Saints are that good. But you talked about the Drew Brees dome effect. Could be true.
Yeah, we'll see.
I changed my mind. Saints.
Yeah. You gotta pick the Saints at home. I mean, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas,
Drew
Brees.
You're right. I think I know 3 players on the Redskins.
I only know 3 because it's showing the top passer, the top rusher, and the top receiver. And it's Alex Smith, Adrian Peterson, and former Gator Jordan Reed. And I actually know Quentin Dunbar if he's still on the roster.
He is. He actually is still starting. 4. Yeah, DVU baby.
That makes 4, and that makes 6 episodes of the Booth Review in the books.
That was the smoothest transit. That was like the Chris Collinsworth slide. That was like the smoothest transition I've ever seen.
Thank you. I'm getting better at this. This is the 6th episode, so.
Hey, we're really hitting.
If I wasn't getting better, it'd be bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to our 12 followers.
Yeah. Thank you.
You guys are the GOAT. Catch y'all next week.